market has taken the world by storm because of one remarkable coin found to be worth an unbelievable $210,000 what makes it unique, and how minting errors, yes, historical that correctly a coin with a face value have just this little piece of metal into one of the most valuable coins ever to exist. The 1968 Liberty Dime holds a very important place in the history of American coinage. Liberty Dime is so special during a period of great transition for the U.S. minting errors. This was one of the first years when coin composition had turned this little piece of metal into one of the most valuable coins ever to exist. The 1968 Liberty Dime holds a very important place in the history of American coinage. But by 1968, during a period of great transition for the U.S. shifted to a new composition. One of the first years when coin composition had fully changed from silver to a copper nickel-clad structure after this change was made due to the rising cost of silver. Before 1965, demand for dimes were made mostly of silver. But by 1968, the Liberty Dime represents a new generation of U.S. coinage, one that moved away from precious metal content to a more modern, economical design, while still holding the classic Roosevelt portrait that Americans recognized and trusted. And the increasing demand for coins in circulation. The story of the 1968 Liberty Dime does not end with ordinary production. Represents a new generation of U.S. coinage, one that moved away from precious metal content to a more modern, economical design, and San Francisco, while still holding the classic Roosevelt portrait that Americans were minted with unusual errors that escaped quality control. The story of the 1968 Liberty Dime, some of which are now legendary production, are the key to understanding why one particular coin could reach a value so staggering, including Philadelphia, $1,000 million, and San Francisco. Begin by exploring it is believed that a small number of these coins were minted with unusual errors that escaped quality control. In the world of numismatics, these mint errors, error coin, some of which are now legendary, that deviates from the key to understanding why one particular these errors can occur for a variety of reasons. Problems with the die. Misalignment of the striking begin by exploring what kinds of minting errors could possibly make a coin so rare and or even issues with the mint mark in the world of numismatics. In the case of the coin refers to any coin that deviates from collectors and experts have reported that some coins errors can occur for a variety of reasons. Anomalies with the die, other physical distortions of striking make them unique among millions. One of the most talked about errors in 1968 or even issues with the missing mark variety. In the case of the 1968 the U.S. Mint reintroduced collectors and experts have reported that some coins from that year display strange mint mark anomalies and other physical distortions the mint mark them unique Denver and millions. San Francisco began appearing again under the date on the obverse of the coin, the missing mint mark variety. A few 1968 dimes were struck without a mint reintroduced even though they were produced in Denver or San Francisco. From 1965 to 1966 became extremely rare. The mint mark D for Denver and S for San Francisco began appearing again under the date on the obverse of the coin. But over time, however, experts have theorized that they could have been experimental were struck without a transitional test, even though they were produced in Denver or San Francisco. During the shift back to marked these no mint mark varieties another became extremely valuable variety and highly desirable. 1968 Liberty Dime includes they were initially considered simple oversights. This happens when the coin is struck twice due to a misalignment that could have been experimental strikes. The result is a visible doubling or even intentional mint errors during the shift such as the word liberties. The date another extremely valuable variety the motto of the 1968 Liberty Dime when viewed under magnification. These doubled features this create happens when the coin is struck twice due to a misalignment between the die and planchet. Since every double die error is slightly doubling on certain design elements, can be considered unique, such as the word liberty. Such a coin appears in near perfect condition, its rarity or the motto and value multiplied dramatically. Now, viewed under let's consider another critical error type that might apply to the legendary $210,000 million coin, the planchet error. Since every double die error is the blank metal discs used to strike can be considered unique, and when such a coin appears in near perfect condition, planchet is fed into the press, and value multiplied resulting in a coin struck on metal intended let's for consider another critical error type that might apply to the legendary $210,000 million coin, planchet by accident. Planchets the result would be a dime of the wrong strike coins, color, and metallic composition. During production,
These
the
wrong
wrong
planches
planches fed into some of the most spectacular
resulting in a
mistakes
coin
a mint
struck
can
on
make,
metal intended
and they are
for another
incredibly rare
denomination.
because quality control
Imagine a
usually
dime
catches
struck on a
them
copper
before they
penny
reach the
planchet,
public,
or a foreign
but
coin
in the few
planchet
cases
by
where
accident,
such a coin escapes
the
detection
result would be a
and ends
dime
up
of
in
the wrong
circulation.
weight,
It
color,
becomes an
and
object of
metallic
immense
composition.
fascination. In
These
the
wrong
case of the
planchet errors are some of the most
1968 Liberty
spectacular
dime,
mistakes a mint
experts
can make,
speculate that the
and
coin
they are
valued
incredibly
at
rare because quality
$210,000 million
control
usually
may have been
catches
struck
them
on a
before they reach the
transitional
public.
silver planchet left
But
over
in the
from
few
earlier
cases where
production
such a
runs.
coin escapes detection
While
and
dimes
ends
after
up in circulation,
1965
it
were not
becomes an
supposed to
object of
contain
immense
silver.
fascination.
There have been
In
known
the
cases of the
where leftover
1968
planchets
Liberty
from
dime.
previous years
Experts
accidentally
speculate
got
that
the
fed
coin
into
valued at
presses.
$210,000 million may have been struck on a 90% silver planchet left instead of a copper nickel one would stand out immediately
while
due to
dimes
its
after
weight,
1965
color, and
were not
distinct
supposed to
metallic
contain
ring
silver.
when dropped.
There have been known
Combine
cases
that with
where
a
leftover
possible
silver
missing
planchets
mark
from
or
previous
double
years
die
accidentally
feature,
got
and you
fed
have a
into
coin that
presses.
is truly one of a kind, a collector's dream come
dime
true.
struck on a 90%
Condition also plays a massive
instead
role
of a
in
copper
determining
nickel
a
one
coin's
would
worth.
stand out immediately
The
due
grading
to its
system
weight,
used by
color,
the professional
and
coin
distinct
grading
metallic
service
ring when
PCGS,
dropped, or the numismatic
combine that
Rarity
with a
company
possible
NGC
missing mint
assigns
mark
a
or
numerical
double
value
die
between
feature,
1 and
and you
70
have a
to
coin that is
represent a
truly
coin's
one of
state
a
of
kind, a
preservation.
collector's dream come true.
A coin in mint state
Condition
70
also
ms
plays a
70
massive
condition
role
is
in
flawless
determining a
even
coin's
under
worth.
magnification.
The grading
For
system
older
used by
coins
the
like the
professional coin grading
1968
service
Liberty dime,
PCGS or the
finding one in
numismatic
MS70
Rarity
condition
company
is virtually
assigns a
impossible
numerical
because
value
most
between
coins were
1 and
used in
70
daily
to represent a
transactions
coin's
and
state
suffered
of
wear over
preservation.
time.
A
If
coin
this
in mint
particular
state
coin,
70
with
ms
its
70
unique
condition
mint
is
errors,
flawless survived
even
in
under
pristine,
magnification.
uncirculated
For
condition,
older coins
it
like
would
the
add exponential
1968
value.
Liberty dime,
The coin's current
finding one
market
in
estimate
MS70
of
condition is virtually
$210,000 million
impossible
because
reflect
most
not
coins
only
were
its
used
rarity
in daily
and historical
transactions
significance
and suffered
but
wear
also
over
its
time.
unparalleled state of
If
preservation.
this particular coin,
The
with
history
its
of
unique
coin
mint
collecting
errors,
has always been
survived
filled
in
with
pristine,
fascinating stories of
uncirculated
small
condition,
denominations
it would add
achieving
exponential
astronomical
values.
values.
The coin's current
The
market estimate of
1968 Liberty dime story is reminiscent of
famous
not
coins
only
like
its
the
rarity and historical
copper penny,
significance,
but
or the
also its
1913
unparalleled state
Liberty
of
head
preservation.
nickel.
Each of
The
which
history
became
of coin
famous
collecting
because of
has
unique
always
minting
been filled with
anomalies.
fascinating
In
stories
the case
of
of the
small denominations
1968
achieving
dime,
astronomical
what sets
values.
it apart is not just
The
the rarity of the
1968
error, but also
Liberty
the
dime
timing
story
of its
is reminiscent
creation.
of famous
The
coins
late
like the 1940s were a period
copper
of
penny
experimentation
and
and transition
Liberty
at the
head
U.S.
nickel,
Mint, each of which became
machines were
famous
being
because of
upgraded,
unique
minting
designs were being
anomalies.
refined.
In the
And
case
the
of the
removal and
1968
reintroduction of
dime,
mint marks
what
caused
sets it apart
confusion
is
among
not
mint
just the
workers.
rarity of the error,
It
but
was
also
the perfect
timing
storm
of
for
its
rare
creation.
mistakes to occur,
The
mistakes
late
that would go unnoticed
1960s
for
were a
decades
period
until
of
careful collectors
experimentation
uncovered
and transition at the
The
U.S.
value of
Mint.
$210,000
Machines were being
million
upgraded,
might sound
designs were
impossible
being
for a
refined,
coin.
but
And
in the
world
removal
of
and
numismatics,
reintroduction of
perceived
mint marks
rarity
caused
and
confusion
collector
among
demand
mint
can
workers.
drive prices to
It
astonishing
was the perfect
heights.
storm for rare mistakes
When only
to occur,
one known
mistakes that would
example
go
exists
unnoticed
of a
for
particular
decades
error
until
or
careful
variety.
collectors uncovered
And
them.
when that coin is
The value of
authenticated,
$210,000
the bidding competition
among
might
private
sound
collectors
impossible
and
for a
investors
coin.
can push
But in
prices
the world of
beyond
numismatics,
imagination.
Perceived
Wealthy
rarity
collectors
and
view
collector
such
demand
coins
can
not
drive
merely as
prices to
collectibles
astonishing
but as
heights.
historical artifacts,
When only
tangible
one
pieces of
known
American
example
heritage
exists of a
frozen in
particular
metal.
error or variety.
Beyond the mint errors,
And when
part
that
of
coin
what
is
makes the
authenticated,
1968
the bidding
Liberty
competition
dime so
among
significant
private collectors
is its
and
symbolic
investors
meaning.
can push prices
The coin
beyond
features the
imagination.
portrait of Franklin D.
Wealthy collectors
Roosevelt,
view such coins
a beloved
not merely
American
as
president
collectibles
remembered
but as
for his
historical
leadership
artifacts,
during the Great
tangible
Depression
pieces of
and
American
World War
heritage
II.
frozen in metal.
The inclusion
Beyond
of his
the mint
image on the
errors,
dime,
part of
beginning
what makes
in
the
1968
Liberty
was a
dime
tribute to
so
his founding of the
significant
March
is
of
its
Dimes,
symbolic meaning.
a campaign to
The
fight
coin
polio.
features the portrait of Franklin
My
D.
very
Roosevelt,
respectable
a
history
beloved
lovers
American
and coin
president
collectors
remembered
again
for his
welcome
leadership
to another
during the
exciting
Great
and fascinating
Depression
deep
and World
dive
War
into
II.
the incredible world
The
of rare
inclusion
coins,
of his image on the
hidden
dime,
treasures,
beginning in
and the mind-blowing
1946,
stories
was a
behind
tribute
tiny
to his
pieces
founding of the
metal
March of
that
Dimes,
hold extraordinary
a campaign
value
to fight polio.
Today's story is one that
My
has
very
left collectors,
respectable
history
historians,
lovers and coin
and
collectors
even mint
again
experts
welcome
in
to
awe the
another
story of
exciting
the
and fascinating 2011 D. Liberty dime from the United States,
of rare coins,
a coin so
hidden
mysterious
treasures,
so
and
rare,
the mind-blowing
and so
stories
extraordinary
behind
that its
tiny
current
pieces of
estimated
metal
value
that
has
hold
reached an
extraordinary
unbelievable
value.
$197,000
Today's story is one that has
million.
left collectors,
Yes,
historians,
you heard that right. A single
and even
dime,
mint experts
with a
in
face
awe. The
value
story
of
of
just
the 2011
has become
Liberty
worth
dime
hundreds
from
of
the
billions
United
of dollars
States,
because of
a
its
coin
unique
so
errors,
mysterious,
mistakes, so rare,
and mint mark
and so
anomalies.
extraordinary that its current
It's the kind of
estimated
story
value
that
has
makes you
reached
look
an
at the loose
unbelievable
change in your pocket differently.
$197,000
Because who
million.
knows, maybe the next piece
Yes,
of
you heard that
unimaginable
right. A
history
single
is
dime,
sitting right there,
with a face
waiting to
value
be
of
discovered.
just 10 cents,
The
has become worth hundreds of
Liberty
billions of
dime
dollars
is a coin
because
that
of its unique
represents the
errors,
modern age
mistakes,
of American minting
and mint
precision,
mark anomalies,
technology.
It's the
and
kind of
mass
story
production.
that makes you look at the
Yet
loose
even
change
in an
your
era where
pocket
machines
differently.
operate with
Because who knows,
microscopic
maybe
accuracy,
the next piece
mistakes
of unimaginable
can happen.
history is
When
sitting
they
right
do,
there,
those
waiting to
mistakes
be discovered.
transform ordinary
The
coins into
2011
extraordinary
Liberty
treasures.
dime is a coin that
The Denver
represents
Mint,
the modern
where the
age of American
2011
minting precision,
dime was produced,
technology,
is known for
and
its
mass
massive
production.
coin output. Every
Yet
year,
even in
billions
an
of
era where
coins leave
machines
its doors
operate
to
with
fill the
microscopic
nation's
accuracy,
circulation.
Mistakes can
The
happen.
D-Mint mark under the
When
year
they do,
2011
those mistakes
identifies
transform
that
ordinary
origin.
coins into extraordinary
Normally,
treasures.
such coins are common.
The Denver
everyday
Mint,
objects
where the
people barely
2011
notice.
D-dime was produced,
But once in a while,
is known for
something
its massive
slips through
coin
an
output.
imperfection
Every
that
year,
turns
billions
into
of coins
perfection
leave
for
its
collectors,
doors to fill
an
the
era
nation's
that changes
circulation.
everything.
The
The D-Mint
understand
mark
the
under
mystery
the year
of the
2011
identifies
Liberty
that
dime,
origin,
and how it could
Normally,
possibly reach
such
such
coins are
astronomical
common.
value.
Everyday
We
objects
must
people
first
barely
look back
notice.
at its origins.
But once in a while,
This dime belongs
something
to the
slips
Roosevelt
through an
dime
imperfection
series,
that turns into
which
perfection
began in
for collectors,
1946
an
as
era
a
that
tribute
changes
to President
everything.
Franklin D.
Understand
Roosevelt,
the mystery
after
of
his
the
passing,
2011
Roosevelt
Liberty
had
dime,
led the nation to
and
the
how
Great
it could
Depression
possibly
and
reach
World
such
War II,
astronomical value.
and he was the founder of the March of
look
Dimes
back at its
campaign, a
origins.
fight against polio.
This
that
dime
symbolically
belongs to
tied
the
him
Roosevelt
this
dime
particular
series,
denomination,
which began in
the design,
1946
created
as a
by
tribute
John
to
R.
President
Cynic,
Franklin D.
features Roosevelt's profile
after
on
his
the obverse
passing.
side and a torch.
Roosevelt had
olive
led the
branch,
nation through the Great
an oak
Depression
branch on
and
the
World
reverse,
War II,
representing
and
liberty,
he was the founder
peace,
of the March
and
of
strength.
Dimes campaign, a fight
It's a
against
timeless
polio
design
that has
symbolically
endured
tied
for over
him to
7
this
decades,
particular denomination.
barely changed since its
The
first
design,
minting.
created
The
by John R.
2011
Cynic,
D-dime
features Roosevelt's profile on the obverse
but something
side
about
and
a small
torch.
number of these
olive
coins
branch,
turned out to be
an oak
dramatically
branch on the
different.
reverse,
Representing
years,
liberty,
collectors
peace,
traded
and
and
strength.
saved the 2011
It's a timeless
D-dime
design
as a
that has
normal
endured
part
for
of the
over
series.
7 decades.
Then,
Barely
reports
changed
began
since
to
its first
surface of
minting.
certain dimes
The
from this year displaying
2011
unusual
D-dime
features
continues this
differences
tradition,
in the mint mark.
But something about a
Doubling on the
small
lettering,
number of these
and
coins
even
turned out
strange
to be
planchet
dramatically
characteristics
different.
that didn't match
For
the
years,
standard copper
collectors
nickel
traded
composition.
and saved the
What at
2011
first seemed
D-dime
like simple
as a normal
curiosity
part of the
soon
series.
turned into a frenzy when
Then,
one coin was
reports began
discovered
to
with a
surface of
combination
certain
of
dimes
multiple
from this
errors
year
never
displaying
before
unusual
seen
features
together in
differences
modern
in the
U.S.
mint
coinage.
Doubling
That
on the
coin
lettering,
would go on to
and
be
even
valued at a
strange
staggering
planchet characteristics that didn't match the
$197,000
standard
million,
copper-nickel composition,
making it one of the most
what
talked
at
about
first seemed
coins
like
in
simple
numismatic
curiosity
history.
soon turned
The
into a
first and
frenzy
most
when one
remarkable
coin
feature
was
of this
discovered with a
extraordinary
combination
coin
of
is its
multiple
mint
errors
anomaly.
never before seen
The
together
D-Mint
in
mark,
modern U.S.
normally
coinage.
cleanly struck beneath
That
the
coin
date,
would go on to be
appears
valued
distorted,
at a staggering
partially missing, and oddly
$197,000
doubled
million
on this coin, making it
Experts
one of the
believe
most
this could have
talked about
happened due
coins
to
in
a
numismatic
mint
history.
mark era, a
The
rare
first
event
and
in
most
modern
remarkable
minting because
feature of
mint
this
marks today
extraordinary
are no
coin is
longer
its
hand
mint
punched
mark
but
anomaly.
rather engraved into
The
master
D-Mint mark,
dies.
normally cleanly
That
struck
means for
beneath
such a
the
doubling
date,
to occur,
appears
a
distorted,
serious die
partially
creation
missing,
error must
and
have
oddly
taken
doubled
place
on this
during
coin.
production at the Denver
Experts
Mint.
believe this could have
The
happened
presence
due
of such
to a
an error in the
repunched mint mark
21st
era,
century
rare
is
event in
incredibly
modern
rare,
minting because
and that's
mint
part of
marks
what makes
today
this
are no
coin
longer
so
hand
valuable.
punched but rather
that's
engraved
not all.
into master dies.
The 2011
That means
Liberty
for such
dime
a doubling
in
to
question
occur,
also
a
exhibits
serious
what's known
die
as a double
creation
die
error
adverse,
must have taken
meaning
place
that the
during
coin was
production
struck
at
twice,
the Denver Mint,
slightly misaligned
the presence
during
of
the
such an
process.
error in the 21st
This
century
creates a
is
ghost-like
incredibly
doubling
rare,
effect on the
and
words
that's part
liberty,
of what makes this
Indiana
coin
God
so
we
valuable.
trust, and the
But
date
that's not all.
2011.
The 2011 D Liberty
the letters
dime in
appear to
question
shimmer,
also
as
exhibits
if they're
what's known
shifting
as a double
between
die
two layers
adverse,
of reality, a
meaning that
phenomenon
the coin was
fascinates collectors and experts
slightly
alike.
misaligned during the process.
Every double die is unique.
This creates a ghost-like doubling effect on
and
the
no
words
two
liberty,
are exactly alike.
Indiana God we trust.
That individuality
and the date
gives each coin a sense of personality. Under magnification, the letters appear to shimmer.
Another
as
factor
if they're
contributing
to the
unimaginable
unimaginable value of this
phenomenon
coin
is its
fascinates
composition.
and experts alike.
Most 2000
2011
double die
dimes
is
are made of copper
like a
nickel
fingerprint,
clad a composition
and no
of
two are exactly alike.
91.67%
That
copper,
individuality
and
gives each coin a sense of personality and rarity.
However,
that collectors
metallurgical
crave.
testing on
Another
this particular
factor
coin
contributing to the
reportedly
unimaginable
revealed traces
value
of
of
silver,
this
a
coin,
material
is its
not used in
composition.
circulation dimes
Most
since
2011
dimes are made of
This
copper
raises
nickel
the
clad a
question,
composition
how
of
could a 2011
dime be
97%
struck on
copper
a silver
and
planchet?
8.33%
There are a few
nickel?
possibilities.
However,
It could have been an
testing on this
experimental
particular
test
coin
strike,
reportedly
accidentally
revealed traces
using
of
leftover
silver
material
material
not used in circulation
coins.
dimes since 1964.
It could have been a mint error where a foreign
This
or
raises the
outdated
question,
planchet was
how could a
mistakenly loaded into the
2011
press?
dime be struck
Or,
on a
as some
silver
speculate,
planchet?
it could have
There
been
are
a
a few
deliberate mint
possibilities.
curiosity, a one-off
It could
piece
have been
that
an
was never meant to
experimental
leave
test
the
strike,
facility.
accidentally
Whatever
using
the reason,
leftover
this
silver
mix
blanks
of modern
intended for
design
proof
with the
coins.
throwback metal composition
It could
makes
have been
it
a
once
mint
in a
error where a
lifetime
foreign
discovery.
or outdated
The
planchet
weight
was
and sound of
mistakenly
this
loaded
coin
into
also
the
add
press.
to its uniqueness.
Or, as some
Collectors
speculate,
often
it
use
could have been a
precise
deliberate
digital
mint
scales
curiosity,
and sound
a
tests
one-off
to
piece
identify
that was
anomalies.
never meant to leave the
A
facility.
standard 2011
Whatever the reason,
dime weighs
this
about
mix of modern
2.268
design with a
grams.
throwback metal
But this
composition
coin is
makes it a
slightly heavier,
once-in-a-lifetime
closer
discovery.
to 2.50
The weight and
grams,
sound of this coin
suggesting
also
the
add
presence
to its
of a
uniqueness.
denser metal content.
Collectors often
When
use
dropped gently
precise
on a
digital
hard
scales
surface,
and
it
sound
emits a
tests
higher
to
pitched,
identify
more
anomalies.
resonant ring.
A
Similar
similar
to older silver
2011
coins,
dime
another
weighs
clue
about
that something extraordinary
2.268
lies
grams.
within its metal.
But this coin is
The
slightly
physical
heavier.
condition of this
Closer
particular
to
coin is
2.50
also nearly
grams,
flawless,
suggesting the presence
graded
of
by
a denser
professional
metal
numismatists.
It
When
reportedly
dropped
received
gently
a
on a
mint
hard
state
surface,
70
it
ms
emits a
70
higher
rating
pitched,
the highest
more
possible
resonant
grade,
ring, indicating
no
no
visible
visible imperfections
another clue
under
that something
magnification.
extraordinary lies
For a
within
coin
its
with
metal.
such incredible
The
errors
physical
to also
condition
exist
of this
in perfect,
particular coin is also
uncirculated
nearly
condition
flawless.
is virtually unheard of.
Graded by professional
Usually,
numismatists.
coins with
It
mint errors
reportedly
suffer from
received a
striking
mint state
defects,
70 ms
scratches,
70 rating
or
the highest
uneven
possible
finishes.
grade,
But this
indicating
one
no
is crisp,
visible imperfections
clean,
under
and sharp in
magnification.
every detail.
For a coin
That's
with
why
such
collectors
incredible
consider
errors
it
to
not
also
just a
exist
rare
in
coin,
perfect,
but a
uncirculated
storm of
condition
rarity,
is virtually
error,
unheard
and
of.
beauty, a masterpiece
Usually,
of minting
coins
history.
with mint errors
Now,
suffer from striking
how could
defects,
such a coin end up
scratches,
being worth
or uneven
$197,000 million?
But this one is crisp, clean,
The answer lies
and
in the
sharp in every
combination of
detail.
rarity, condition,
That's why
and
collectors
demand.
consider it not
In
just
the
a
world
rare
of
coin,
numismatics,
but a perfect
rarity
storm
is
of
everything.
rarity, error,
The fewer
and beauty,
examples
a
of a coin that
masterpiece
exists,
of minting history,
the higher its potential
now,
value.
How could such a coin
If
end
only
up being
one
worth
example of this
$197,000
dime
million
exists with its unique blend
the
of
answer
mint
lies in
mark
the
doubling,
combination of
double
rarity,
die obverse,
condition,
and
silver
demand.
composition.
In the
Then
world
it is
of
effectively
numismatics,
priceless.
rarity is everything.
Add to that the perfect
The
condition
fewer examples
and the
of a
story
coin that
behind its
exists,
discovery,
the higher its
and the
potential
coin
value.
becomes a living legend.
If only one
Imagine
example
this
of this journey,
2011
perhaps
dime
it was
exists
minted
with
late
its
at
unique
night,
blend of
unnoticed
mint
by
mark
the
doubling,
machines or
double
workers at
die
the Denver
obverse,
facility,
and silver composition.
Maybe it slipped
then
through
it is
quality
effectively
control,
priceless.
bagged with ordinary dimes.
Add to that the perfect
and sent
condition
out into
and the story
circulation.
behind its discovery.
It could have sat in
and
a
the
cash
coin
register,
becomes a living legend.
dropped into a piggy
Imagine
bank,
this coin's
or
journey.
spent decades in a coin
Perhaps
jar.
it was minted late at
Then
night,
one day,
unnoticed
a
by the
keen-eyed
machines
collector,
or workers at the
hobbyist,
Denver facility,
or even a casual
maybe
spender
it
noticed
slipped through
something out of
quality
the
control,
shine, the color,
bagged with
the mint
ordinary
mark
dimes,
that didn't look
and
quite
sent
right.
out into circulation.
They examined it under
It could
light,
have sat in a
felt
cash
its weight,
register, and
dropped
realized
into
they
a
were
piggy
holding
bank,
something that could
or
change
spent
their
decades
life
in a
forever.
coin jar.
That moment
Then
of
one
discovery,
day,
a keen-eyed
instant
collector,
when ordinary
hobbyist,
transforms into
or even a
extraordinary,
casual
is
spender
the magic
noticed something
that
out
keeps
the
collectors
shine,
searching
the color,
year after
the
year.
mint mark
In
that didn't
fact,
look quite
history
right.
has shown us that
They
incredible
examined it
finds
under
like
light,
this do happen.
felt its weight,
And
realized they were
1943
holding
copper
something
penny,
that could change
the
their life
1970
forever.
South
That
Small
moment
Date
of
Lincoln
discovery,
Center,
and
that
the
instant when
1913
ordinary
Liberty
transforms
had
into
nickel all
extraordinary,
share similar
is the
stories
magic
coins
that keeps
that were
collectors
once considered
searching
normal
year after year.
until
Errors
errors
revealed
revealed
their
their
true worth.
History has shown us that
Each
incredible
became worth
finds like
millions
this
due
to
to a
happen.
combination of rarity,
The 1943
condition, and
copper
sheer
penny,
luck.
the 1970
Welcome
South
back
Small
everyone
Date
to
Lincoln
this
Center,
fascinating deep
and the
dive into the
1913
mysterious
Liberty Head
and
nickel all
unbelievably
share
valuable
similar stories
world of rare
coins that were
coins.
once considered normal.
Today we are
until
going to
errors
explore
revealed
one
their
of the
true
most
worth.
incredible stories in
Each became
numismatic
worth
history.
millions due to
A
a
story that
combination begins with something so ordinary
and sheer
small
luck
that most people would never look twice
Welcome
at it.
back, everyone, to this fascinating
Liberty
deep dive
from
into
the
the
United
mysterious
States an unbelievably valuable world of rare coins, something that usually jingles unnoticed. Today we are going to explore one of the most incredible stories in numismatic history, one remarkable coin, a story that begins with something so ordinary and small that most people would never look twice at it. You heard that correctly. A coin with a face value of just 10 cents has become worth more than most people could ever imagine. Something that usually jingles unnoticed in your pocket has taken the world by storm because of one remarkable coin found to be worth an unbelievable $210,000 million, and how minting errors, yes, you heard that correctly, a coin with a face value have turned this little piece of metal into one of the most valuable coins ever to exist. The 1968 Liberty Dime holds a very important place in the history of American coinage. Liberty Dime is so produced during a period of great transition for the U.S. minting. This was one of the first years when coin composition have turned this little piece of metal into one of the most valuable coins ever to exist. The 1968 Liberty Dime holds a very important place. Dimes were made mostly of silver coinage, but by 1968, produced during a period of great transition for the U.S. shifted to a new composition. This was one of the first years when coin composition had fully changed from silver to a copper nickel-clad structure after the 1965 This change was made due to the rising cost of silver. Before 1965, demand for dimes were made mostly of silver. But by 1968, the Liberty Dime represents a new generation of U.S. coinage, one that moved away from precious metal content to a more modern, economical design, while still holding the classic Roosevelt portrait that Americans recognized and trusted, and the increasing demand for coins in circulation. The story of the 1968 Liberty Dime does not end with ordinary production. Represents a new generation of U.S. coinage, one that moved away from precious metal content to a more modern, economical design, and San Francisco, still holding the classic Roosevelt portrait that Americans were minted with unusual errors that escaped quality control. The story of the 1968 Liberty Dime, some of which are now legendary production, are the key to understanding why one particular coin could reach a value so staggering, including $510,000 million and San Francisco. By exploring what kinds of small number of these coins were minted with unusual errors that escaped quality control. In the world of numismatics, these mint errors, error coin, some of which are now legendary, that deviates from the key to understanding process. Why one particular these coin errors can occur for a variety so of reasons. Problems with the misalignment of the striking process. Begin by exploring what kinds of minting errors could possibly make a coin so rare and or desirable. Even issues with the mint mark in the world of numismatics. In the case of the error coin refers to any coin that deviates from collectors and experts have reported that some coins errors can occur for a variety of reasons. Problems with the other physical distortions of the striking them unique among millions. One of the most talked about errors in 1968 or even issues with the missing mark variety. In the case of the 1968, the U.S. Mint reintroduced collectors and experts have reported that some coins from that year display strange mint mark anomalies and other physical distortions the mint that make them unique Denver and millions. San Francisco began about errors again under the date on the obverse of the coin, the missing mint mark variety. A few 1968 dimes were struck without a mint mark, reintroduced even though they were produced in Denver or brief removal from 1965 to 1967 became extremely rare and highly desirable for Denver and S for San Francisco. They were initially considered under the date on the obverse of the coin. But over time, however, experts have theorized that they could have been experimental struck without a transitional test, even though they were produced in Denver or mint errors during the shift back to marked these no mint mark varieties. Another became extremely valuable variety and highly desirable 1968 Liberty Dime includes they were initially considered simple oversights. This happens when the coin is struck twice due to a misalignment that they could have been experimental strikes. The result is a visible doubling on intentional mint errors during the shift back such as the word liberty. The date another extremely valuable variety or the motto "1968 Liberty Dime" when viewed under magnification. These doubled features happens when the coin is struck twice due to a misalignment between the die and planchet. Since every double die is a visible doubling on certain design elements, each one can be considered unique. Such as the word liberty, such a coin appears in near perfect condition, its rarity or the motto value multiplied dramatically. When
now,
viewed under
let's
magnification,
consider another
these
critical
doubled
error
features
type
create
that
a
might apply
ghostly,
to the legendary
effect that numismatists
$210,000
find
million
fascinating.
coin, the planchet
Since
error.
every double die
Planchets
error is
are the
slightly
blank
different,
metal discs used
each
to
one
strike
can be
coins,
considered unique, and when
sometimes
such a coin
during
appears
production,
in near perfect
the wrong
condition,
planchet is
its
fed into
rarity
the press,
and value multiplied
resulting in a
dramatically.
coin struck on
Now,
metal intended
let's
for
consider another
denomination.
critical error type that
Imagine
might apply
a
to the
dime struck on
legendary
a copper penny planchet
or a
$10,000
foreign
coin,
coin
planchet
by
error.
accident.
Planchets
The
are the
result
blank
would be a
metal
dime
discs
of the
used to
wrong
strike
weight,
coins,
color, and metallic
sometimes
composition.
during production.
These
wrong
planchet
fed
errors
into
are
the
some of the
press,
most spectacular
resulting in a
mistakes
coin
a mint
struck
can
on
make,
metal intended
and they
for
are
another
incredibly rare
denomination.
because quality
Imagine
control
a
usually
dime struck
catches
on a
them
copper
before
penny
they reach
planchet,
the public,
or a foreign coin
but in the few
planchet by
cases where
accident.
such a coin escapes
The result
detection
would be a
and
dime
ends
of
up
the
in
wrong
circulation,
weight.
color,
It becomes an
and
object of
metallic
immense
composition.
fascination.
These
In the
wrong
case of the
planchet errors are some of the most
1968 Liberty
spectacular
dime.
mistakes a mint
Experts
can make,
speculate that the
and
coin
they are
valued
incredibly
at
rare because quality
$210,000 million
control
usually
may have been
catches them
struck on
before
a
they reach the
transitional
public.
silver planchet left
But in
over
the few
from earlier
cases where
production
such a
runs,
coin escapes detection
while
and
dimes
ends
after
up in
1965
it becomes an object of immense fascination. There have been known cases where leftover silver planchets from previous years accidentally got coin valued at $210,000 million may have been struck on a transitional silver planchet instead of a copper nickel one would stand out immediately
while
due
dimes
to its
after
weight,
1965
color,
were
and
not
distinct
supposed to
metallic
contain
ring
silver.
when dropped.
There have been known
Combine
cases
that with
where
a
leftover
possible
missing
mint
mint
mark
from previous
or double
years
die
accidentally got
and
fed
you have
into
a coin
presses.
that is truly one of
a
a kind, a collector's
1968
dream
dime
come true.
struck on a 90%
Condition also
silver
plays a
planchet
massive
instead of a
role in
copper
determining
nickel
a
one
coin's
would stand
worth.
out immediately due
The grading
to its
system
weight,
used by
color,
the professional
and
coin
distinct
grading
metallic
service
ring
PCGS,
or the numismatic
combine that
Rarity
with a
company
possible missing mint
assigns
mark
a numerical
or double die
value
feature,
between 1
and you
70
have a
to
coin that is
represent
truly
a coin's
one of a
state
kind, a collector's
preservation.
dream come true.
A coin in mint
Condition
state 70
also plays a massive role
is
in
flawless
determining a
even
coin's
under
worth.
magnification.
The grading system
For older
used by the
coins like the
professional coin grading
1968
service
Liberty
PCGS
dime,
or the
finding one in
numismatic
Rarity
Guarantee
company
condition is
NGC
virtually
assigns a
impossible
numerical
because
value
most
between
coins
1
were
and
used in
70
daily
to represent a
transactions
coin's
and
state of
suffered
preservation.
over time. A
If
coin
this
in mint
particular
state
coin,
70 MS
with
70
its unique
condition
mint
is
errors,
flawless,
survived
even
in
under
magnification.
Uncirculated
For
condition,
older coins like
it would
the
add exponential
1968
value.
Liberty dime,
The coin's
finding
current
one in
market
MS
estimate
70
of
condition is virtually
$210,000
impossible
million
because
could
most
reflect
coins
not only
were
its
used in
rarity
daily
and
transactions
historical
and
significance
suffered
but
wear
also
over
its
time.
unparalleled state
If
of
this
preservation.
particular coin,
The
with its
history of
unique
coin
mint
collecting
errors,
has always been
survived in
filled with
pristine,
fascinating stories
uncirculated
of
condition,
small
it
denominations
would add
achieving
exponential
astronomical values.
The coin's current
The
market estimate of
1968 Liberty dime
$210,000
story is
reminiscent
could
of
reflect
famous
not only
coins
its
like
rarity
the
and historical
1943 copper
significance
penny
but
or
also
the
its unparalleled
1913
state of
Liberty head
preservation.
nickel.
Each
The
of which
history
became
of coin
famous
collecting
because of
has
unique
always been
minting
filled with
anomalies.
fascinating
In
stories
the case
of small
of the
denominations
1968
achieving
dime,
astronomical
what sets it
values.
apart is not just
The
the rarity of the
1968
error, but
Liberty
also the
dime
timing
story
of its
is reminiscent
creation.
of famous coins
The
like
late
the
1960s were a period of experimentation and transition
Liberty
at
head
the
nickel,
U.S. Mint, each of which became
Machines were
famous
being
because of
upgraded,
unique minting
designs
anomalies.
were being refined.
In the
And
case
the
of the
removal and
1968
reintroduction of
dime,
mint marks
what sets
caused
it apart
confusion
is not
among
just
mint
the
workers.
rarity of the error, but
It was
also
the perfect
timing
storm
of its
for
creation.
rare mistakes to occur,
The
mistakes
late
that would go unnoticed for
were a
decades
period of
until careful
experimentation
collectors
and
uncovered
transition at the
The
U.S.
value
Mint.
of $210,000
Machines were being
million
upgraded,
might sound
designs
impossible
were being
for a
refined,
coin,
but
and
in the world
removal
of
and
numismatics,
reintroduction of
perceived
mint marks
rarity
caused
and
confusion
collector
among
demand
mint
can
workers.
drive prices to
It was the
astonishing
perfect
heights.
storm for rare mistakes
When
to
only
occur,
one
mistakes
known
that
example
would go
exists
unnoticed
of a
for
particular
decades until
error or
careful
variety.
collectors uncovered them.
And when that coin
The
is
value of
authenticated,
$210,000 million
might
private
sound
collectors
impossible
and
for a
investors
coin,
can push
but in the
prices
world of
beyond
numismatics,
imagination.
perceived
Wealthy
rarity
collectors
and
view
collector
such
demand
coins
can
not
drive
merely
prices
as
to
collectibles
astonishing
but as
heights.
historical artifacts,
When only
tangible
one
pieces
known
of
example
American heritage
exists of a
frozen in
particular
metal.
error or variety.
Beyond the mint errors,
And when that
part of
coin
what
is
makes the
authenticated,
1968
the bidding
Liberty
competition
dime
so
so
significant
collectors
is its
and
symbolic
investors
meaning.
can push prices
The
beyond
coin features the
imagination.
portrait of Franklin D.
Wealthy collectors
Roosevelt,
view such coins
a beloved
not merely
American
as
president
collectibles
remembered
but as
for his
historical
leadership
artifacts,
during the
tangible
Great Depression
pieces of
and
American
World
heritage
War II.
frozen in metal.
The inclusion
Beyond
of
the
his
mint image on the dime,
part of what
beginning
makes
in
the
1968 Liberty
was a
dime
tribute
so
to his founding of the March of
symbolic
Dimes,
meaning.
a campaign
The
to
coin
fight polio.
features the portrait of Franklin
My
D.
very
Roosevelt,
respectable
a
history
beloved
lovers
American
and coin
president,
collectors
remembered
again
for his
welcome
leadership
to another
during the
exciting
Great
and
Depression
fascinating
and
deep
World
dive
War
into
II.
the incredible world
The
of rare
inclusion of his
coins,
image on the dime,
hidden treasures,
beginning in 1946,
and the mind-blowing stories
was a
behind
tribute to
tiny
his founding
pieces
of the March
metal
of
that
Dimes,
hold extraordinary
a campaign
value
to fight polio.
Today's story is one
My
that has
very
left collectors,
respectable
history
historians,
lovers, and coin collectors
and even
again
mint
welcome
experts
to
in
another
all the story
exciting
of the
and fascinating
2011
deep dive
Liberty
into the
dime from the
incredible
United
world
States.
of rare coins,
A coin so
hidden
mysterious,
so
and the
rare,
mind-blowing
and so
stories
extraordinary
behind
that
tiny
its current
pieces of
estimated
metal
value
hold
has reached an
extraordinary
unbelievable
value.
Today's story is one that has
$197,000,000.
left collectors,
Yes, you
heard that right, a single
even
dime,
mint experts
with a
in
face
all the
value
story
of
the
just
2011
has
Liberty
become worth
dime
hundreds
from the
of
United
billions of
States,
dollars because
a
of
coin
its
so
unique
mysterious,
mistakes,
so rare,
and mint mark
and so
anomalies.
extraordinary that its current
It's the
estimated
kind of story
value
that
has
makes
reached
you
an
look at the loose
unbelievable
change in your pocket differently.
$197,000,000.
Because who knows, maybe the next piece of
you heard that
unimaginable
right, a
history
single
is
dime,
sitting right there,
with a face
waiting
value
to be
of just
discovered.
10 cents,
The
has become worth
2011
hundreds of billions
Liberty
of
dime
dollars
is a
because
coin
of
that
its unique
represents the
errors,
modern age of
mistakes,
American minting
and mint mark
precision,
anomalies,
technology.
It's the
and
kind of
mass
story that
production.
makes you look at the
Yet
loose
even
change
in
in
an
your
era
pocket
where
differently.
machines operate with
Because who knows,
microscopic
maybe
accuracy,
the next piece of
mistakes can
unimaginable
happen.
history is sitting
When they
right
do,
there,
those
waiting to be
mistakes
discovered.
transform ordinary
The
coins into
2011
extraordinary
Liberty
treasures.
dime is a coin that
The Denver
represents
Mint,
the modern
where
age
the
of American minting
2011
precision,
dime was produced,
technology,
is known
and
for
mass
its massive
production.
coin output every
Yet
year.
even in an
Billions
era
of
where
coins
machines
leave its
operate
doors
with
to fill the
microscopic
nation's
accuracy,
circulation.
mistakes can
The
happen.
D-Mint mark under the
When
year
they do,
2011
those mistakes
transform
identifies that
ordinary
origin.
coins into extraordinary
Normally,
treasures.
such coins are common.
The Denver Mint,
everyday
where the
objects people barely
2011
notice.
D-dime was produced,
But once in a while,
is known for its
something
massive
slips
coin
through an
output
imperfection
every year.
that
Billions
turns
of
into
coins
perfection
leave
for
its
collectors
doors
to fill the
an era
nation's
that changes
circulation.
everything.
The
To
D-Mint
understand
mark
the
under the
mystery
year
of the
2011
identifies
Liberty
that
dime,
origin, and how it could
Normally,
possibly reach
such
such
coins are
astronomical value.
Everyday objects
We must
people
first
barely
look back
notice.
at its origins.
But once in a while,
This dime
something
belongs to the
slips through an
Roosevelt
imperfection
dime
that
series,
turns into
which
perfection
began in
for collectors.
1946
An era
as a
that
tribute
changes
to President
everything.
Franklin D.
To understand
Roosevelt
the mystery
after
of
his
the
passing.
2011
Roosevelt
Liberty
had
dime,
led the nation
and
through
how
the
it
Great
could possibly
Depression and
reach
World
such
War II,
astronomical value.
and he was the
We
founder
must
of the
first
March of
look
Dimes
back at its
campaign, a
origins.
fight against polio.
This
that
dime
symbolically
belongs to the
tied him
Roosevelt
this
dime
particular
series,
denomination,
which began in
The design,
1946
created
as a
by
tribute
John
to
R.
President Franklin D.
features Roosevelt's profile
after
on
his
the
passing.
obverse side and a torch.
Roosevelt had led the
olive
nation
branch,
through the Great
an oak
Depression
branch
and
on the
World
reverse,
War II,
representing
and he was
liberty,
the founder
peace,
of the March
and
of
strength.
Dimes campaign, a fight
It's a
against
timeless
polio
design
that
that has
symbolically
endured for
tied
over
him to
7
this
decades,
particular denomination.
barely changed since its
The
first
design,
minting.
created
The
by John R.
2011 D-dime
features
continues
Roosevelt's
this
profile
tradition,
on the
but
obverse
something
side
about
and
a small
torch,
number of these
olive
coins
branch,
turned out to be
an oak
dramatically
branch on the
different.
reverse.
Representing
For years,
liberty,
collectors
peace,
traded
and
and
strength.
saved the 2011
It's a timeless
D-dime
design
as a
that has
normal
endured
part of
for
the
over
series.
7 decades.
Then,
Barely
reports
changed
began
since
to
its first
surface
minting.
of certain dimes
The
from this year
2011
displaying unusual
D-dime
features
continues this
differences in
tradition,
the mint mark.
but something about a
Doubling on the
small
lettering,
number of these
and
coins
even
turned out
strange
to be
plancher
dramatically
characteristics
different.
that didn't match
For
the
years,
standard copper
collectors
nickel
traded
composition.
and saved the
What at
2011
first seemed like
D-dime
simple
as a normal
curiosity
part of the
soon
series.
turned into a frenzy when
Then,
one coin was
reports began
discovered
to
with a
surface of
combination
certain
of
dimes
multiple
from this
errors
year
never
displaying
before
unusual
seen
features
together in
differences
modern
in the
U.S.
mint
coinage.
mark. Doubling on
That
the
coin
lettering
would go on to
and
be
even
valued at a
strange
staggering
plancher characteristics that didn't match the standard
$197,000,000,
copper nickel composition,
making it one of the most
what
talked
at first
about
seemed
coins
like
in
simple
numismatic
curiosity
history.
soon turned
The
into a
first and
frenzy
most
when one
remarkable
coin was
feature of this
discovered with a
extraordinary
combination
coin is
of
its
multiple
mint mark
errors
anomaly.
never before seen
The
together
D-mint
in
mark,
modern U.S.
normally
coinage.
cleanly struck beneath
That
the
coin
date,
would go on to be
appears
valued
distorted,
at a staggering
partially missing,
$197,000,000
coin,
making
Experts
it one of the
believe
most
this could have
talked about
happened due
coins
to
in
a
numismatic
repunched mint
history.
mark error, a
The
rare
first
event
and
in
most
modern
remarkable
minting
feature
because
of
mint
this
marks
extraordinary
today are no
coin is
longer
its
hand
mint
punched
mark
but
anomaly.
rather engraved into
The
master
D-mint mark,
dies.
normally cleanly
That means
struck
for
beneath
such a
the
doubling
date,
to occur,
appears
a
distorted.
serious die
Partially
creation
missing,
error must
and
have
oddly
taken
doubled
place
on this
during
coin.
production at the Denver
Experts
Mint.
believe this could have
The
happened
presence
due
of
to
such such an error in the 21st century is incredibly rare,
minting because
and that's
mint
part of
marks
what makes
today
this
are
coin
no longer
so
hand
valuable.
punched but rather
But that's
engraved
not all.
into master dies.
The 2011 Liberty dime in question also exhibits
a serious
what's known
die
as a double
creation
die
error
reverse,
must have taken
meaning
place
that the
during
coin was
production
struck
at
twice.
the Denver Mint,
Slightly misaligned
the presence
during
of
the
such an
process.
error in the 21st
This
century
creates a
is
ghost-like
incredibly
doubling
rare,
effect on the
and
words
that's part
Liberty,
of what makes this
Indiana
coin
God
so
we
valuable.
trust, and the
But
date
that's
2011. The
Under
2011
magnification,
Liberty
the letters
dime in
appear to
question
shimmer,
also
as
exhibits
if they're
what's known
shifting
as a
between
double
two
die
layers
reverse,
of reality, a
meaning that
phenomenon
the coin was struck
fascinates
twice,
collectors and experts
slightly
alike.
misaligned during the process.
Every double die is unique.
This creates a ghost-like doubling effect on
and
the
no
words
two
Liberty,
are exactly alike.
Indiana God we trust.
That individuality
and the date
gives each coin a
2011.
sense of personality.
Under
and
magnification,
rarity that
the
collectors
letters
crave.
appear to shimmer,
Another
as
factor
if they're shifting
contributing
between
to the unimaginable
value
value
of
of
this
phenomenon
coin
is
that
its
fascinates
collectors
collectors
and
experts alike.
Most 2011
Every double
dimes
die
are
is
made
unique,
of copper,
like a
nickel-clad
fingerprint,
composition
and no
of
two are exactly alike.
91.67%
That
copper,
individuality
and
gives each coin a sense of
8.33%
personality
nickel.
and rarity
However,
that collectors
metallurgical
crave.
testing
Another
on this particular
factor
coin
contributing to
reportedly
the
revealed
unimaginable
traces
value
of
of
silver,
this
a
coin
material
is its
not
planchet
used in
composition.
circulation dimes
Most
since
2011
1964.
dimes are made of
This
copper
raises the
nickel-clad
question,
composition
how
of
could a
91.67%
dime be struck on
copper
a silver
and
planchet?
8.33%
There are a few
nickel.
possibilities.
However,
It could have
metallurgical
been an
testing on this
experimental
particular
test
coin
strike,
reportedly revealed
accidentally
traces
using
of
leftover
silver
material
blanks
not
intended
used
for
in
proof
circulation
coins.
dimes since
It could have been a
1964.
mint error where a foreign
This
or
raises the
outdated
question,
planchet was
how could a
mistakenly loaded into the
2011
press.
dime be struck
Or,
on a
as some
silver
speculate,
planchet?
it could have been a
There are a
deliberate
few
mint curiosity, a
possibilities.
one-off piece
It
that
could
was
have been
never
an
meant to leave
experimental
the
test
facility.
strike.
Whatever the
Accidentally
reason,
using
leftover
this mix
silver
of modern
blanks
design
intended
with
for
the throwback
proof
metal
coins.
composition makes
It
it
could
a
have been a mint
once-in-a-lifetime
error where a
discovery.
foreign or
The
outdated
weight and
planchet
sound
was
of this coin
mistakenly
also
loaded
add
into
to
the
its
press.
uniqueness.
Or, as some
Collectors often
speculate,
use
it
precise
could have been a
digital
deliberate
scales
mint
and sound
curiosity,
tests
a
to
one-off
identify
piece
anomalies.
that was never meant to leave
A
the
standard
facility.
2011
Whatever
dime
the
weighs
reason,
about
this mix of modern
2.268
design
grams.
with a throwback
But
metal
this coin is
composition
slightly
makes it a
heavier,
once-in-a-lifetime
closer to
discovery.
2.50
The weight
grams,
and sound of this
suggesting
coin
the
also
presence
add
of
to
a
its
denser
uniqueness.
metal content.
Collectors
When dropped
often
gently
use
on a hard
precise digital
surface,
scales
it emits
and
a higher
sound
pitch
tests to identify
more
anomalies.
resonant ring.
Similar
A
to
standard
older silver coins, another
dime
clue
weighs
that
about
something extraordinary
2.268
lies within
grams.
its metal.
But this
The
coin is
physical
slightly
condition
heavier,
of this particular
closer
coin
to
is also
2.50
nearly
grams,
flawless, suggesting
graded
the
by
presence of a
professional
denser metal
numismatists.
content. It reportedly
When
received
dropped
a
gently
mint
on a
state
hard
70
surface,
MS70
it emits a
rating,
higher
the highest
pitch,
possible
more
grade,
resonant ring,
indicating
similar
no
to
visible
older silver
imperfections.
coins.
Another
Under
clue that
magnification.
something extraordinary
For a
lies
coin with
within
such
its
incredible
metal.
errors to
The
also
physical
exist
condition
in
of this
perfect,
particular coin
uncirculated
is also
condition
nearly
is virtually
flawless.
unheard of.
Graded by
Usually,
professional
coins
numismatists.
with mint errors
It
suffer from
reportedly
striking
received a mint
defects,
state 70
scratches,
MS70
or
rating,
uneven
the highest
finishes.
possible grade.
But this one is
indicating
crisp,
no visible
clean,
imperfections
and sharp
under
in every
magnification.
detail.
For
That's
a coin
why
with
collectors
such
consider
incredible
it not
errors
just
to
a
also
rare
exist
coin,
in perfect,
but a perfect storm of rarity,
condition is
error,
virtually
and
unheard
beauty, a
of.
masterpiece of
Usually,
minting history.
coins with mint
Now,
errors suffer from
how could
striking
such a
defects,
coin end up being
scratches,
worth
or
$197,000 million?
But this one is crisp.
The answer
clean,
lies in the combination
and
of
every
rarity,
detail,
condition,
That's
and
why
demand.
collectors consider it
In the
not
world
just
of
a rare
numismatics,
coin, but a
rarity
perfect
is
storm
everything.
of rarity.
The
error,
fewer examples
and
of a
beauty
coin that
masterpiece
exists,
of minting
the higher
history.
its potential
Now,
value.
How could such
If
a coin
only
end
one
up
example
being
of
worth
this
2011 dime exists
million
with its unique blend of mint
The answer
marked
lies in the combination of rarity,
condition,
and silver
and demand.
composition.
Then it
In
is
the world of
effectively
numismatics,
priceless.
rarity
Add
is
to that the
everything.
perfect condition,
The fewer
and the story
examples of a
behind
coin
its
that
discovery,
exist,
the
and
higher
the
its
coin
potential
becomes a
value.
living legend.
If
Imagine
only one
this
example
coin's
of this
journey.
2011
Perhaps it was
dime
minted late at
exists with
night,
its unique
unnoticed
blend
by
of
the
mint
machines
doubling,
or workers at
double
the Denver
die
facility,
verse, and silver
Maybe it's such
composition.
to quality
Then it is
control,
effectively
bagged
priceless.
with ordinary dimes.
Add to that the
and send
perfect
out into
condition
circulation,
and the story behind its
It could have
discovery,
sat in a cash
and
register,
the coin becomes a living
dropped
legend.
into a piggy bank,
Imagine
or
this coin's
spent
journey.
decades in a coin jar.
Perhaps it was minted
Then
late
one
at
day,
night,
a
unnoticed
keen-eyed
by the
collector,
machines or
hobbyist,
workers at the Denver
or even
facility.
a casual spender
Maybe
noticed
it
something
slipped
out
through
the
quality
shine,
control,
the color,
bagged
mint
with
mark
ordinary
that didn't
dimes,
look quite right,
and sent out into
They
circulation.
examined it under light.
It could have sat
felt
in a
its
cash
weight,
register
and realized they
dropped
were
into
holding
a piggy
something
bank,
that could change
or
their
spent
life
decades
forever.
in a coin jar.
That moment of discovery,
Then one day,
that
a
instant,
keen-eyed collector transforms into extraordinary,
or even a casual
is the
spender
magic that keeps collectors searching year after year.
The mint mark
that didn't look
history
quite
has
right.
shown us that incredible
They examined
finds like
it under
this do
light.
happen.
felt its weight, and realized they were holding something that could change their life forever. South's small date that Lincoln moment Center, of discovery, and the 1913 ordinary transforms into extraordinary. Similar stories is the magic that were once considered searching year after year revealed their true worth. History has shown us became that incredible finds due to a combination of rarity, the 1943 copper penny, the 1970 Welcome back South everyone to this fascinating deep dive and into the 1913 Liberty and unbelievably valuable similar stories coins that were once considered normal. Today we are going to explore one of the most incredible stories in numismatic history. Each became worth millions a story that begins with something so ordinary, condition, and small that most people would never look twice at it. Welcome back everyone to this fascinating deep dive into the mysterious and this unbelievably valuable world of something rare coins. That usually jingles unnoticed. Today we are going to explore one of the most incredible stories because of one remarkable coin found a story that begins with something so ordinary and small that most people would never look twice at it. Yes, you heard that correctly. A coin with a face value of just 10 cents has become worth more than most people could ever imagine in a lifetime. Something that usually jingles unnoticed in your pocket, relax, has taken the world by storm because of one remarkable coin found to be worth an unbelievable $210,000 million, and how minting errors. Yes, you heard that correctly. A coin with a face value turned this little piece of metal into one of the most valuable coins ever imagined in a lifetime. The 1968 Liberty Dime holds a very important place this particular 1968 Liberty Dime produced during a period of great transition for the U.S. and how minting errors. This was one of the first years when coin composition had fully turned this little piece of metal into one of the most valuable coins ever to exist. The 1968 Liberty Dime holds a very important place in the history of American coinage. But by 1968, produced during a period of great transition for the U.S. to a new composition. This was one of the first years when coin composition had fully changed from silver to a copper nickel-clad structure. This change was made due to the rising cost of silver. Before 1965, coins dimes were made mostly of silver. But by 1968, Liberty Dime represents a new generation of U.S. coinage, one that moved away from precious metal content to a more modern economical design, while still holding the classic Roosevelt portrait that Americans recognized and trusted, and the increasing demand for coins. The story of the 1968 Liberty Dime does not end with ordinary Liberty Dime represents a new generation of U.S. coinage, one that moved away from precious metal content to a more modern Denver economical design, Francisco, while still holding the classic Roosevelt portrait of these coins were minted with unusual errors that escaped quality control. The story of the 1968 Liberty Dime, some of which are now legendary, with ordinary production, are the key to understanding why one particular coin could reach a value so staggering, $210,000 million. Let's begin by exploring what kinds of minting errors could possibly make a coin so rare and unusual errors that escaped quality control. In the world of numismatics, these mint errors, coin refers some of which are now legendary, from the normal are the key to understanding why one particular coin could reach a variety of reasons. Problems with the $210,000 of the striking process. Let's begin by exploring what kinds of minting errors could possibly make a coin so rare, or even issues with the mint market itself. In the world of numismatics, in the case of the 1968 Liberty Dime, that collectors and experts have reported that some coins from that year display strange variety of reasons, problems and other physical distortions that make them unique among millions. One of the most talked about errors in 1968 dimes, or even issues with the mint mark itself. In the case of the 1968 the U.S. Mint reintroduced mint collectors and experts have reported that some coins from that year display strange mint mark anomalies and other physical distortions that make them unique among millions. One of the most talked about errors under the date on the obverse of the dimes is the missing mint mark variety. A few 1968 dimes were struck without a mint mark.